Hello and welcome back to the kitchen once again. Now, if you're like me and always on the run and haven't really got time to do a long bake, what you can do is a simple recipe, be back on your bike and out the door in 20 minutes. What you want for that is brownies, or as I like to call them, Girl Guides, because I had something in the middle to make them a little bit fatter. So here's the ingredients we're going to need for my Girl Guides brownies cakes, and it is 225 grams of plain flour, 400 grams of brown sugar, 225 grams of butter, 1 tablespoonful of vanilla essence, 1 tablespoonful of salt, 4 eggs, 140 grams of cocoa powder, and finally 125 grams of melted butter. Now what I've done so far, melted butter, melted chocolate even, now what I've done so far is I've greased the tin and I've put it to gas mark 4 and preheated the oven. Right, let's get baking. Weigh out your butter and sugar, and put it all together, then add your eggs and whisk to a smooth paste all at once. Then we'll come back. Bad times. Slipped out of my hands, look. Gooey!
Not recorded, yeah.
Last egg, number 4. And then beat all this together. Till it's a smooth battery paste. Add 225 grams of plain flour, making sure you zero your counter first, otherwise it won't work. That was close. 225, 50, 90, 120, 140, 150, 192, 200, 26. Done. And stir that in till it looks a bit better than what it does right now. 140 of cocoa powder, and then what we'll do afterwards is melt down the chocolate and add the ingredient to make them a little bit thicker, which I'm using milk chocolate honeycomb bits, which will just give it a bit of filling. So that's that in, and then we'll add the last bits and we're done. Okay, I'm just putting chocolate into the bowl to melt it down. Smaller pieces are better, and all I'm doing is steaming it over a pan here. So I've got a bowl inside of a pan with water. Therefore your chocolate doesn't burn, it's a lot easier to work with. Okay, what we're going to do now is just add the chocolate. I'm not adding too much chocolate because we've got all the covered honeycomb pieces as well, which will melt down inside the mix. So this is just 1 bar of chocolate. Mix that in, stir in your honeycomb bits, and then we will pack it into the trays. Right, I'm just going to add all these now. Your honeycomb covered circular bits, and stir them in. And as you can see, well, as you can see, the cameraman said it looks like
a turd.
Which indeed it does. Rabbit's turd. But it's all good. It tastes fine, we hope. Right, that's it. All we're going to do now is put that into our trays. We got 2 because I think we overdid it, but whack that in like this, pack it down, 20 minutes, and then we'll have a look when it's cooked. Everyone who bakes, everyone who bakes, everyone who bakes always waits for cake. Everyone who bakes, everyone who bakes, everyone who bakes always waits for cake. When will my cake be ready? It's been in 10 minutes ago. I want my cake, I want it now. I'm really hungry, why does it take so long? I want my cake, I want my cake, I want my cake. Here they are, finally done. Took a little bit longer than normal because I wanted to make sure they were all gooey inside, so I cooked them for 30 minutes in the oven at 40. So what I'm going to do now is score them down the middle, so I know where to cut later, and then leave it all to cool down in the baking tray. The longer you leave it, the more gooey and more succulent they are, so leave them as long as possible. But there we go. Looks like it's 2 big ones to start, and they get smaller. But there we go. Can't wait to taste them.
One.
Cookies are all done, and here they are. So now we're off to deliver them to the small children of the world with happy helpers.